The first question relates to jobs, unemployment, and the federal deficit. Unemployment remains at historic highs both in Missouri and nationwide. The current downturn is the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The federal government has provided billions in stimulus funds to the states. Some argue the stimulus funds have warded off a worse depression, while others believe the stimulus spending has only made matters worse. What do you think?
Well, I think I'll ask you, do you think it was worth borrowing nearly $1 trillion from China and still have an unemployment rate of 9.6%? I don't think so. The whole justification for them further putting our country in debt was supposedly that we wouldn't have unemployment above 8%. Well, you know, the figures just came out this week, and we're at 9.6%, and I believe we're even higher than that in the 4th district. There's 95,000 people just in September that lost their jobs. And if you put the underemployment rate at 17.1%, these are people who've even given up. So it's very, very, very bad. But I think what we need to do as a small business owner to create jobs is get the government off our back. We need to lower the tax burden on business owners and stop the regulations that are stifling business growth and business formation so that entrepreneurs feel confident once again in investing their money. They know the certainty that is out there, and they won't have to worry about the government taking them over or over-regulating them to death or taxing them to death. We have a very real problem, and it's Washington, D.C. And I think if Washington, D.C. will get out of the way, then we'll see the free enterprise system go back and rule and reign, and we'll see more jobs forming. That's what we've got to do.
Was it worth it? Probably not. But was it necessary? I don't know. But we need to look at how we got there. We didn't get there overnight. You know, with all due respect to Vicky, the Republicans would like everyone to forget the high gas prices in 2000 to 2008, $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon for gas, depending on where you were. They'd like for you to forget Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers and the bailouts, 1 and 2 that were passed. We got there because we passed trade legislation. We got there to the stimulus and all this other stuff because we passed legislation that allowed our factories to move out of this country. They encouraged them to move out of the country. Government has a responsibility to create an environment to grow business. Either they will grow and stay, or they will close and leave. Our government for 40 years created an environment that drove our factories to China. That's why we had the bailout. That's why we had the stimulus. Now we need to go back and repeal all that trade legislation, fix the problems that caused the problems first. Otherwise, we'll be bailing out the rest of the time we exist.
Go ahead and take a one minute each if necessary to go back and forth on.
All right. Closing our borders won't be the solution that we need. We need to stimulate business growth. And the way to do that is to reduce the tax burden on business owners. We have one of the highest corporate tax rates in the world. We need to reduce that. We need to jumpstart our businesses. Something we can do is give a 20% deduction on all income so small businesses can keep more of their money and invest it. We can repeal the mandates, such as the onerous 1099 provision that was part of the health care bill, so that we don't have so much business mandates that are stifling business growth, and reduce the other mandates and regulations. There's things that we can do that Washington can do, but we need to be proactive, get government off the backs of our businesses, and create those jobs again.
Yes, we need to decrease corporate taxes. We need to decrease taxes across the board on individual and corporations. I agree. But jump-starting a business, that's a bailout. When you have to jump-start anything, it's a bailout. We got to bailing out businesses. We got to the point where we were bailing out businesses because we let all of our good jobs go. We're not going to close our borders. we're just going to change. The Constitution Party and I believe we have to change the way we trade. We can't incentivize and tax break ourselves to death and continue to bail out the American economy. We have to have jobs. We have to have the factories back, the shoe factories, the hat factories, every other kind of factory that used to be in the 4th District. And they're not coming back with the current trade legislation that exists today.